Computer maker, meanwhile, Acer taking aim at partner Microsoft over the software giant's plans to launch its Surface tab. Acer CEO J.T. Wang with a pretty blunt message to Microsoft.
Yeah, he said it will create a huge negative impact for the ecosystem, and other brands may take a negative reaction. It's not something you're good at, so please think twice. Ouch. Ouch.
Yeah.
Question is he right?
Yeah.
You know, Todd Haselton of Techno Buffalo thinks so. But Jay Yarrow of Business Insider says the hardware business is the right area for Microsoft to get into. We did reach out to Microsoft, but haven't heard back. So, Todd, I mean, why shouldn't Microsoft give this a try?
I think the perfect example here is that it hasn't ever proven that it can run an ecosystem, right? So we saw Zune when it tried to do the media player, that failed. It has Windows Phone, that market share is still really, really low. It hasn't shown anybody that it can actually dominate the way Apple has, from the iPod to its computers, the way Amazon is with tablets, the way Google is with tablets and phones. Microsoft's not a hardware maker, it's a software company, and it should listen to its partners, especially for its retail presence, and especially for their support moving forward. I wouldn't be surprised if Dell or HP spoke out too. Acer's just the first one to say it.
Yeah, but you know, that hasn't stopped them before. We just showed you a whole string of failures or sort of missteps, and along with a whole string of winners as well. Take a look. You had the Kin phone. You had all of the tablet PC. They've missed the tablet, MSN television.
Exactly.
Jay, you're saying Microsoft is doing the right thing, though, right? By expanding into other areas, even though the majority of revenue is coming from the Office business.
Well, exactly. There's no question that Microsoft had to make this move. They've struggled in the past with hardware, but this is a different era right now, and they know that they have to get this tablet right. And the reason they have to do this is because they can't rely on those partners that they've relied on in the past. Just look at HP, for instance. HP was supposed to do a Microsoft tablet. It failed. HP went and bought Palm, and they tried to create their own tablet, and that failed also. And in that same period, HP said, we're getting out of the PC business because they just wanted to get away. So that just gives you an insight into what its partners are like right now. So Microsoft saw that kind of mess and said to itself, we've got to step in here. We've got to do something on our own. We've got to build our own tablet. We can't continue to let Apple run away with this market. I think it's really important to think about where Microsoft gets its money. It gets its money from Windows and Office. The iPad is going to have a huge impact on Windows. And obviously, it can't trust those partners because they aren't doing it. They aren't making tablets. They aren't doing it right. So Microsoft had to step up and say, look, we're going to make our own tablet. We're going to get into this market. We're going to show you how it's done. We're going to do it correctly. And then, you know what? If Acer sees the market develop, there's nothing stopping Acer from building its own tablet. In fact, Acer is right. It's a mistake. They don't know what they're doing. So if Acer, a company that does this all the time professionally, this is what they do, if they can't beat Microsoft with its first entry into the market, well, they might as well just go home anyway.
Todd, it seems like Microsoft is taking an awful lot of hits lately, not only with the comments from a competitor CEO, which is rare in and of itself, but the August issue of Vanity Fair highlights what they call the lost decade, to which Microsoft responds. And the point of the article was that they missed mobile, they missed some of the other areas, obviously tablets, which they're now trying to make a move in. But are the attacks against Microsoft fair? Stock is different than corporate and financial performance as well. Let's make those two distinctions.
I think it's fair because Microsoft hasn't shown that it has a hardware presence at all. You know, we've never seen it. Xbox 360 is probably the only place we've seen success there, and that's because it's mainly competing against Nintendo and Sony. But when it comes down to tablets, it's competing with people that have been doing this, companies that have been doing this for years and years. I think it's a terribly dangerous move for the company. Even if it has to, as Jay says, even if it has to enter that market, it doesn't mean it's going to succeed at it. We have no proof that it will succeed.
Well, I mean, of course there's no proof. They haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
Right,
what do they need to do, though? I mean, what does
how
this
was
company
their
need
first
to do?
foray into smartphones?
Well, what do they need to do to break out of the rut? I mean, they're missing all these massive trends.
I'd say work with your hardware partners, show them these designs, work with them on how to build these, sort of the way it's trying to do with Ultrabooks and Intel when it's competing with the MacBook. I don't think it should alienate them. It needs that retail presence. It doesn't have the retail presence that Apple does, for example.
And to that point, those partners, where else are they going to go? What are they going to do? What kind of laptops are they going to make? Are they going to run Linux? Are they going to run Chromebooks? They don't really have an option. So they're still going to be able to. They're still going to have to use Windows to make their laptops. So they can't alienate them that much, and they can still make these tablets. And to your point earlier, Maria, about that Vanity Fair article, for sure, Microsoft whiffed big time in the last 10 years. But I think moving this direction, going with this Surface, is a sign of a new Microsoft, one that's not afraid to kind of take a big chance. And sure, they're 2 years behind the iPad, but they could be even worse shape if they just sat back and let Acer and HP and all these other companies go for it. They
I don't think so. They
could
increase licensing fees. Canales said that. They could increase licensing fees. Otherwise, they're going to have to worry about maintaining these products too, right?
How are they going to increase licensing fees when Android's out there giving it away for free? I mean, that market's not going to work.
Android's not even the same field as Windows 8.
Well, it certainly is in terms of smartphones and tablets. It's certainly a competitive operating system. It's competitive there.
Great insights,
We're
gentlemen.
talking about running on Intel processors here. This is a different field.
We appreciate your time. Thanks so much, guys. We'll see you soon.
Thank you for having me.